morning and welcome to all the viewers. Today I am going to present a poem, A Tiger in the Zoo, written by Leslie Norris. This poem contrasts a tiger in a zoo with a tiger in its natural habitat. The poem moves from the zoo to jungle and back again to the zoo. Now, here we are going to see a contrast in the life of a tiger who has been engaged and lives in a zoo. But there is a contrast in the life that he enjoyed there in the jungle. He stalks in his vivid stripes a few steps of his cage. He refers to the tiger. So it is a perfect example of a personification. Here we see a tiger who is walking proudly in his bright barred body. He takes few steps as he is not able to take many steps in his cage where he is imprisoned. On pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. He is not at all happy here, leading his life in imprisonment, and his rage is controlled. He is expressing his cage calmly, but it does not mean that he does not have an anger of being imprisoned in a cage. He walks about in his cage on his cushioned pads, which reminds us of velvet if we have a look at it. And his quiet walk shows the anger that he has in his mind, thinking and reminding about his majestic walk in the jungle. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass. It would have been better had he been loitering about in the shadow of the jungle, gliding through the long grass, enjoying the natural surroundings of the jungle. Near the water pools where plump deer pass. And it would have been far better had he been there in the jungle, enjoying the place which was meant for drinking water for all the animals living in the jungle, and where he could find a healthy deer pass by. Here in the jungle, he would have enjoyed the natural vegetation and the company of different animals. He should be snarling around the houses at the jungle edge. And sometimes he could have gone to the villages and growled there at the boundary of the jungle, barring his white fangs, his claws terrorizing the village. And he would have enjoyed exposing his long teeth and his claws to frighten the villagers. But he is locked in a concrete cell. But the tragedy of the hour is this, that he is imprisoned in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars. Though he is all powerful, though he is the king of the jungle, yet his power is encaged, is imprisoned in the iron rods, ignoring visitors. He is so upset and sad at heart with his encaged plight that he does not pay any attention even to the visitors that happen to visit zoo to have a look at different animals. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars. And when it gets night, he could hear the last voice of squad cars that keep on moving regularly to patrol the zoo, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. And then he looks at these patrolling cars with his bright eyes. Through his bright eyes, the anger is exhibited at the brilliant stars. And then he looks at the stars. But when he looks at the stars, there is a different brightness in his eye. Because those bright stars remind him of his original habitat. That is the jungle. So the takeaway tip for all of us is that original habitat is far better for the tiger and all of us than the barred villa where we are caged and we cannot have the company of the nature embodying plants and different animals without any constraint. Now I am going to discuss the literary terms from this point. First of all, the rhyming scheme. The rhyming scheme A, B, C, B is continued in all the paragraphs. Then we have repetition. Kindly refer to the last paragraph, third and fourth line, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Here, brilliant is used twice, but it has different meaning both the times. Oxymoron. Kindly refer to first paragraph and fourth line. In his quiet rage, imagery. a tiger in the zoo. When we listen to these words, an imagery is created before our eyes. Personification. And in this poem, tiger is referred to as he, and tiger represents all the human beings who are imprisoned. Let me share with you the tone of the poem. The tone of the poem is sad. There is a perfect example of metaphor. On pads of velvet quiet, concluding with a note of hope, I wish everyone lives at a place that is given to him by the nature. I wish the tiger is again given a chance to live freely in the jungles and not put in the cage for the entertainment of public. Thank you very much.